Hello! Welcome to Judy Moody Saves the World. This book is by Megan McDonald. It's book number 3, and this is the second book that I've done my read aloud on. So, by looking at the cover, I see the word recycle, and it says the book is titled Judy Moody Saves the World. I wonder, does she save the world by recycling? One never knows what's going to happen with Judy Moody. The book says on the back, Judy Moody is in the mood to whip the planet into shape and decides the best place to start is in her own backyard. Watch out, world. Here comes the radical recycler, Judy Monarch Moody. So, we're going to start reading this today. There are 11 chapters in this book. The first chapter is called Crazy Stripes Contest. And on the inside, there is a whole bunch of pictures of characters that are in this story. You've got Judy, Mom, Mouse, who's Judy's famous cat, who's very fond of bananas, Dad, Stink, Toady, who started the Endangered TP Club. And it's not toilet paper. If you read the first book, you would know. We've got Frank, who's her best friend. Well, one of her best friends. He used to be a paste-eating kid. Then we've got Rocky. Rocky's her truly forever best friend. And Mr. Todd, that's her 3rd grade teacher. And Jessica. Jessica is one of her classmates that loves pigs and the color pink. Everything is pink and pigs. So, that's who's who. Chapter 1, Crazy Stripes Contest. Judy Moody did not set out to save the world. She set out to win a contest. A Band-Aid contest, that is. Judy snapped open her doctor kit, where was that box of crazy strips. She lifted out a tiny hammer for testing reflexes. Hey, can I try that? Asked Stink, coming into Judy Moody's room. Stink, did you ever hear of going knock, knock? Sure, said Stink. Who's there? Not a joke, said Judy. The thing a little brother is supposed to do before entering a big sister's room, you know. You mean I have to tell a joke just to come into your room? Asked Stink. Oh, never mind, said Judy. Never mind who? Asked Stink. Stink, just sit on the chair and cross your legs, said Judy. I'm going to test your reflexes. Please don't do doctor stuff on me, Stink said. Come on, Stink. Judy tapped Stink's knee with the hammer. Stink's foot shot out and kicked her in the leg. Hey, Stink, said Judy. You kicked me. Here's a picture of Judy testing her brother Stink's reflexes. Who do you think you are? A cassowary? A what-a-wary? Cassowary. I learned it in science. It's a rainforest bird that can't fly, so it kicks its enemies. I'm not a queso whatever, said Stink. I just have really good reflexes. Judy flashed her best anaconda eyes at Stink. Forget it, she said, putting the hammer away. Stink reached into Judy's doctor kit and pulled out some crazy strips. Stink, I told you not to steal my crazy strips. Now the box is empty. As in, all gone. I told you I'd put your arm in a sling if you didn't stop stealing my stuff. Stink did not want his arm in a sling again, especially when it wasn't broken. Give it, said Judy, taking the box from Stink. I want to read about the contest. Contest? Asked Stink. What do we have to do? Judy read the box. Crazy Strips 5th Annual Design Your Own Bandage Contest. Create your own crazy strip. Draw with pencils, crayons, or markers. Think of a theme. Go wild with a style. Be outrageous. Be you. There's a box. The crazy strip box. You mean we draw something to go on a crazy strip? Asked Stink. What do we win? I wonder what he wins. Maybe we'll find out. Judy read on. 13 Topsit designs will be chosen to be printed on crazy strips. Just think, kids all across the country could be wearing your creative, colorful crazy strip. Is that all? Asked Stink. Rare, said Judy. I, Judy Moody, could have my own crazy strip. They'll have to let you win something, Stink said, grabbing the box from Judy. Just think, knees, ankles, and elbows everywhere will be wearing a Judy Moody original. Even Elizabeth Blackwell, first woman doctor, didn't have her own crazy strip. Oh, brother, said Stink, before you get too famous, can I use some of your skinny markers? For what? Asked Judy. I want to draw a crazy strip too. It says here the grand prize is a pair of rollerblades. Rollerblades? Let me see that. Top winner, crazy strip of the year rollerblades, plus your design printed on a crazy strip for 1 year. Runners up, crazy strip of the month, crazy strip sunglasses, plus your design printed on the crazy strip for 1 month. All participants receiving honorable mention certificates. As Judy would say, rare. Dream on, Stink. Dream on, Stink. Only one kid in the whole entire United States of America gets rollerblades. So look at some of the kids who won last year. They're 10 years old, 11. One is even 13. That's a teenager. You're only 7. And a quarter, said Stink. You'll have to be Picasso for them to pick your design, she said. Who? You know, the guy who painted all those blue people. Then let me borrow your blue marker, said Stink. Judy dumped all the markers, crayons, colored pencils, and pastels she had on the floor. Stink grabbed the first blue marker he saw and started to draw. What are you drawing? Bats, said Stink. Blue bats. Your bats, said Judy. People don't like bats. But bat eats millions of insects, said Stink. People should like bats. I know that, said Judy. I'm just saying, bats are not going to beat a teenager. Stink kept on coloring his bats. Your bats sure have big ears, said Judy. They're Virginia big-eared bats. Oh, said Judy. Stink was a good artist, but Judy didn't want him thinking he was a genius or anything. She had to dream up a good as Picasso idea, better than ucky old bats, better than a teenager. She wanted her Judy Moody crazy strip to be seen all across the USA, the world, the universe. Stink, stop squeaking, said Judy. It's the magic markers. I can't think with all that squeaking, Judy said. Judy studied some of the other winners on the box from last year. There were ladybugs, flowers, soccer balls, rainbows, and peace signs. Happy, happy, happy. Judy tried to think of something happy to draw on her crazy strip. She drew smiley faces, yellow, red, blue, green, and purple smiley faces. Underneath, she wrote crazy strips, cure bad moods. Everybody draws smiley faces, said Stink. Who? Asked Judy. There they are, hard at work. Heather's strong in my class. And teenagers. Stink was right. Smiley faces were not good enough to decorate the ankles of millions. Smiley faces were not good enough to win rollerblades. Smiley faces were not Picasso. Judy turned her crazy strip upside down. The smiley faces turned into bad mood faces. Nobody wants a cranky, crazy strip, Stink said. Roar, said Judy. They like it if you have a message, said Stink. But I can't think of a message about bats. How about Batty for Band-Aids? That's good, said Stink. Thanks. There's a picture of his Batty for Band-Aids. Stink was already done with his crazy strip, and Judy still had not had a single idea, not one inspiration. Okay, let's go mail this, said Stink. Fresh air. That was it. Maybe Judy's brain just needed some good old-fashioned oxygen. On the way to the mailbox, Stink asked, Do you think I'll win? What am I, a crystal ball? Asked Judy. How long do you think it takes? Asked Stink, dropping the envelope into the big blue box. Longer than 1 second, said Judy. On the way home, Judy gulped in fresh air. You look like a goldfish in a toilet, Stink said. It was no use. Fresh air was not helping. Fresh air just made her look like a toilet fish. Stink's crazy strip was already in the mail. What if Stink won the contest? What if she could never, ever come up with an idea? She, Judy Moody, was in a mood. All right. Well, that wraps up our first chapter of Judy Moody Saves the World. Remember, that was called Crazy Strips Contest, or Crazy Stripes Contest. Batty for Banana Peels is the next chapter. See you tomorrow.